There's just one place where you could drive a new Acura ZDX for only $239 a month. The Customer Appreciation Sale at Acura of Pembroke Pines. Thank you for making us number one.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welton Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welton Rayom can help.
Live. It is Tuesday, 7 p. The place to be. It is the Squared Circle Digest. I am Sean Stanley. He is the great Frankie Fresco, and we already got in the chat Steven Gonzalez and my dad. Appreciate you guys already on. Frankie Fresco, how you been, sir?
I'm doing great, bro. Thank you so much for having me again. We're back. Are we officially back? Semi-back.
Well, we're semi-back. Let's just call it right now. All right. This week we're back because of the great weekend of wrestling. Next week we'll be off, and then we're back for good, minus a couple of ins and outs that we got. I got my grandson's birthday party next Tuesday night, so priorities, and plus Frankie's a little busy. My boy's doing some moves.
We're working, man. We're hustling.
I get him from the 7 to 8:15, 8:30. You might even see him disappear while we're doing the show. He might just be like, I got to step out, and, so we'll see how it goes, Plus, he's Mr. AEW. Josh already in. The boys are back. We are back.
Hold on a second. You said a great weekend of wrestling. I can't say that about Saturday night. I could say that about Saturday afternoon and Sunday, but Saturday night, I wouldn't call that great wrestling.
What are you talking about? We have no more Goldberg. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to pro wrestling. He's done.
You know something, Sean? I was preaching all the time saying, man, Goldberg needs to come back. I was joking, bro. I didn't want to see him back.
You wanted Goldberg.
I didn't want to see him back. Please,
yes, you did. Yes, you did. You wanted that guy walking out. Listen, man, for the nostalgia factor, I like the fact they brought back Doug Dillinger in Atlanta. The Zito, Ernest the Cat Miller. There's a lot of the guys that were with him and helped him in his career in WCW. Because, again, this guy came out of football, phenomenal athlete, and kind of got thrown into the Wolves. They gave him a finishing move. They put him in with William Regal and other guys to make him look good, and guys just to destroy. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, a year in, and guess what? You're fighting Hogan in the Georgia Dome for the title. You know what I'm saying? It's like he was put on this rocket, and it just, unfortunately, look, that happens. Some guys, you get the it factor, the Ultimate Warrior. Once he went to WWE, they put a rocket on his back, and you saw what happened there too. You know, after a while, it fizzles out. But listen, man, I like the way they constructed the match. I mean, they made it to where Goldberg could go longer. And again, look, the grain of salt thing with the Seth Rollins injury, I think he has an injury. Don't know how serious it is. There's been reports that he was injured going into the match. They used that spot to kind of make it look like it was more than what it was. Like he blew his knee out. He's going to be out for a year or so. Then I saw reports he's going to be out 5 to 8 months. I don't know what it is. But for me, the odd thing to the whole thing was if that was a planned spot, you should have planned it further along to give Goldberg less time in the ring. That's the only problem I have with the whole, oh, it was a plan. No, then why would you give Goldberg 28 minutes?
Yeah, but he only lasted 14, right? It was only the match only lasted
14 minutes. 14 because they did entrances. They went to break. They came back. They did the announcements. They did a lot of the Gunther was the perfect person to have in there because he's able to slow everything down to allow Goldberg. Because Goldberg, listen, that was not the perfect little jackhammer. He was still too tired by the end of the match to get Gunther over. He almost dropped him on his head again.
Look, you want to know something, man? I mean, at the end of the day, his knee was hurting, bro. And you saw that. Like, it was rough watching that match because of how bad his knee was. I will say this, props to him. He was able to go ahead and do the spear. I felt bad for the ref. And he was able to do the jackhammer, whatever you call it. What is this? His final
jackhammer, yeah.
Jackhammer. Props to him because, dude, in order for you to be able to make that move and be able to carry all that weight, he has to put pressure on that knee, and he was able to do it. But you could tell that once he did it, bro, he was like, it wasn't even acting. It was just him hurting. It was hurting him. And that's why it was rough to see. And then when he was trying to get up, the knee couldn't hold up. The knee would fall down. He would just basically fall down. I mean, look, man, the whole situation with the whole Seth Rollins, obviously, I think they're just playing it, saying that it was planned and all that stuff. We all know it wasn't. We all know that it was an unfortunate injury, and now they're doing the whole 6 to 8 months. You know, they kind of referenced it yesterday with Paul Heyman when he mentioned it.
He's got a year to cash it in, or until June, whatever it is.
So it gives them a little bit more flexibility when it comes to how long he's going to take to come back. But it was rough, man. I mean, look, I was watching AEW All In. If you watched AEW All In and then you go into Saturday Night Main Event, it was a huge letdown.
You're talking about two different ways that they show the entertainment, though.
Hold on. I'm not
I hate it when everybody was like like that. It's too different, and we discuss it all the time here.
Sean,
go ahead.
Sean. I'm not talking about the whole, like, the way the entrances were or the actual camera angles or whatnot. I'm talking about just the wrestling in the ring. If we're just talking about the wrestling in the ring, it was rough. And it was rough when it came to the whole Seth Rollins, LA Knight. Because, I mean, even before he got injured, I thought it was a kind of lackluster fight. The Goldberg against Gunther, Goldberg had no business being there. I mean, Solo and Jimmy, it was not the greatest. The only one I thought was serviceable and was interesting was the first one, which was Drew against Randy. But it wasn't the best wrestling out there. Like, you could tell that this past
wasn't
Monday
set up to be a great show. It wasn't. It was Goldberg's final match. Like, he was going to main event. So why put in effort to have what? What else are you going to throw on there?
Oh, hold on. I'm not saying that it wasn't supposed to be, but they sell it to us like it is. Remember, Saturday Night Main Event.
You've got to sell it, man.
So if you're gonna
be like, hey, tune into a crappy show, you should know it's going to be crappy with Goldberg main eventing. I tried to tell you, Frankie.
You did,
but also
you did say that. Yeah, but I wasn't expecting the Seth LA Knight and the Solo Jimmy matches to be lackluster too.
No, but they weren't lackluster. They were basic matches. They weren't high profile matches because it wasn't a PLE. It wasn't a pay per view. It was a regular show. And again, I say this every time. AEW is going to win if you just tune into an AEW pay per view and a WWE PLE, and you watch the wrestling area of it, the better athletes and what they're allowed to do, again, allowed to do because WWE constrains a lot of the stuff, AEW is going to look a lot different. And if you're into that style, it's going to look a lot better.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this, and I'm gonna ask you this: was Monday Night Raw more entertaining than Saturday Night Main Event?
You mean Evolution 3?
No, I'm talking about Monday Night Raw. Monday, yesterday's.
Evolution 3. It was all women wrestling except for the main event.
No. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yesterday's show was like literally.
The only men's match was
I didn't
the
catch
main
that.
event. Yeah.
I didn't catch that. That's good. Like, not thinking about it, I think you're right about that.
Yeah. No, there was all women wrestling until the final match.
I think you're right about that. Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, they had interviews mixed in between with Heyman and the guys like that, but there was no action in the ring that was men's. It was all women's. It was the tag team match to start. It was Bella, Chelsea Green.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Intercontinental 2 out of 3.
Yeah, Becky and
then
Bailey.
it went into
Bailey and Lyra.
and then it went into the main event
match. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so then just saying it. All right. So do you think that Monday night was better than that Saturday night main event? In your opinion?
Yeah, because of the way everything was staged out. But again, it was the whole thing. It's so hard to say this. To say it is when you put Goldberg at the
Memo.
top of the card.
That's really it's chatting like that. That Goldberg memo was a piece of crap.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's like the problem is the last thing you remember is that match. So no matter what else, I mean, other than what Jelly Roll getting involved and then making that tag team match, what else happened on that pay-per-view? Nothing. Or the Saturday night main event. It wasn't even a PLE. It was a Saturday night main event.
But it's technically kind of like a PLE because they don't play it. It is, Sean, because they're not doing Saturday night main event every month. I mean, weekly. They're doing it every 2 months.
2-hour show, Frankie. It's 2 hours. Network out.
Okay, that's fine. That's not a problem. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown was 2 hours too. It's not a big deal. But what I'm saying is, it's not a weekly show, so they're selling it like, hey, it's something special.
It's for whoever's there for the crowd and stuff. But for us, it's watching another TV show.
It's not a weekly show, and it's not a PLE show. It's something in the middle.
Yeah,
it's
a special presentation.
So I'm expecting it to be better than Raw and SmackDown, and it wasn't.
I tried to tell you for 6 months, the whole time since you spun the wheel and said you wanted Goldberg back at what, Royal Rumble? I believe
he would have done better there. Technically, because he would have lasted like 2 seconds, and then he would have been eliminated. Yeah, if he would have entered the Royal Rumble. I will say this: talk to me about how messed up was it that they cut his go away speech. Like, come on, dude. Like, you were able to squeeze 15 seconds of commercials right before, and then you cut a hard cut. I get the hard cut.
This is where I think the Seth Rollins thing messed everything up, because when Rollins' match ended, they went to break. I think they were supposed to have that break and then come back, have the Rollins match end, have the Goldberg match start. That commercial break that played at the end would have been in the middle of the Goldberg match. Then they would have played out to the end. The problem was, I believe, the timing of it is all messed up because they had extra breaks left, and when are they going to go to break? It's not figured into the match. It was only figured in the match for one break.
Okay, so then you just finished saying you had Goldberg match at the beginning of the show, that Goldberg match had about 30 minutes or 28 minutes to do it. You're telling me they weren't able to cut that match a little bit shorter, maybe make it 10 minutes? That way we could actually get a full Goldberg going away speech?
I don't think they wanted the Goldberg going away speech on TV.
Really? Why not?
Let me ask you this.
It was all centered on him.
But let me ask you this. Remember, if Seth Rollins doesn't injure his knee, does he cash in?
Does Seth Rollins cash in on Gunther?
You say Goldberg was to win the match. You know how we played it out in our head. Goldberg wins the match. He lifts it up. Seth Rollins' music hits. He takes Goldberg out. Does Goldberg get time to do his speech on TV?
don't know if that was gonna
I
happen.
feel like that was rushed in there. Like they just threw people like, hey, get all your boy people and make sure they're in the ring. Like I just that's why they went to break when they went to break to get everybody into the ring.
That is possible. I mean, I don't think. Well, there is rumors out there that supposedly Seth was supposed to cash in, and then
Yeah, again, it's all up in the
and
air.
then
We don't know
Roman
what
Reigns was actually backstage, and he was supposed to cover on everything too.
Yeah.
So he was probably going to stop him from cashing. I mean, you could tell that they had to make a left turn. I just thought that if you have to improvise and you have to make it really quickly.
Goldberg said something very interesting on Ariel Elwani today.
Was that what I sent you?
He was asked about being cut off.
Yeah, that he said if it was Undertaker.
He said in 2 weeks I'll be able to talk about it.
Oh, he said that?
So I don't know what that means or whatever. So we'll see where it goes. Because again, if that was always planned in there, then the cash in was not planned.
Wait, but hold on a second, Sean, because I sent you that screenshot. Remember what I sent you? I sent you that screenshot that says he said they wouldn't do that to Taker, they wouldn't do that to Cena. I sent it to you on Instagram. I sent it to you on one of our chats that we have. And
yeah, but I was on
I don't know if that was in the area of Hawani, but I know he mentioned that because they were showing it on Russell feed. Right, and that's what Goldberg supposedly. So he says Goldberg isn't happy about his retirement speech being cut off. So that's what he said. So now, if he said that in the area of Hawani, that he's gonna get, and he could talk about it in 2 weeks. I'm interested to find out why. Is it because maybe he could say something like he's officially not gonna be held responsible, or maybe you know what? Maybe it could be that I don't know when that new show is supposed to come out on Netflix where they reveal like how the whole storylines come up and all that stuff. Maybe they taped it up, or I don't know. Maybe they're gonna show it now in future shows, and he could talk about it. I have no idea, but that's what I heard from Goldberg. And if Goldberg said that he wasn't, they wouldn't do it to Taker or to Cena, then for me, by him saying that means it wasn't something that was rushed.
Well, he was upset that he didn't get a PLE to finish the thing on. He wanted a PLE. They gave him Saturday Night Main Event.
Oh, I agree with WWE doing that. He had no business being in the PLE. Come on, we know that. Especially how that match was going. Like, one thing I agree with you 100% is that Gunther was the right wrestler for him because he was able to drag this fight on and at least make it semi-entertaining. But Jesus, if it was anybody else, it would have been bad. Like, when I saw Gunther taking out his
with
knee
Gunther,
brace,
you don't have to do any of the high flying and be there for him. Like, you don't have to sit there and catch him and base yourself for him.
And not only that, but when he took his knee brace, when I saw Gunther take his knee brace, I was like, holy crap! I was holding my breath. I was like, no way, man, this guy's not gonna be able to even stand up. It was just bad. It wasn't a good look for Goldberg, and it sucked, man, because I know I joked around. I'm a Goldberg fan. I'm happy that he had his last match. I thought he was in better shape. I thought he was going to be able to I thought that knee was a little bit better. It just sucks because, man, it was rough. It was rough watching that match. It wasn't entertaining at all. And it left a lot of people scratching their head saying, why did WWE book this? Like, I know you want to give Goldberg his moment, but maybe you should not have given him his last match. Maybe you should have just given him like a going away speech or something to replace it or something. I don't know, something, man, but that was rough, bro. Watching him, or maybe in a tag team match or something like that, where you see that he doesn't have to do that much. Maybe that would have been better, but that was a rough match, bro. It just wasn't good at all. And shout out to everybody who's watching on all platforms, and don't forget to hit the like and don't forget to hit the subscribe as well. And thank you guys. Yes, we are back. Semi back. We'll be if you didn't I know Memo and a couple of you guys came in a little bit late. At the beginning of the show we mentioned we were going to be alternating a couple of things the next week and the following or something like that, but we're all busy, that's why. So
see, here's on Goldberg said to Hawani, he believes that his post-retirement speech wasn't prepared for on purpose. Though it was planned he'd have one. A WWE higher up immediately denied that to me. And this is Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful saying that. Here's the thing. I think he was supposed to have one, but I think it was only going to be inside the stadium, like only to the live audience. Of course, it'll get recorded and sent back out. I don't think it was ever supposed to meet air until the injury to Seth Rollins changed a lot of it.
Do you think that's the right call, that they should have done it that way?
No,
No, I thought
no.
they should have at least given him the, the at least
I
the on.
loved Bret Hart. They asked Bret Hart about it, and he said, I would have pulled it 30 seconds into his intro.
Bret Hart hates his guts, bro. He hates that guy.
Bret
He,
Hart said, I would have gave him 30-second intro and then pulled it. Out of respect, that's his last match.
Bret Hart can't stand that guy, bro. That guy, I mean, Bret Hart, he lost his career or the little remaining part of his career because of
Yeah.
Goldberg. So he always has like hard feelings against that guy. But
There's a lot of things there. All right, let's go. The weekend was what it was. We're not going to get into every single match. We'll touch on things. WWE, NXT, Great American Bash. Your thoughts on what transpired there? Did you watch it at all?
no, I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I did not watch it because I was watching AEW. But I did see a couple highlights. I mean, I guess it was. The one that was trending the most was Ricky Starks. And guys, don't correct me if you watch the show. You know I'm always gonna call him that. Ricky Starks and Ethan Page. I was a little bit pissed off that Ethan Page won, but Ricky Starks, dude, he took a horrendous freaking slam to the chairs where his back was just really bad. And you know what's funny is that Hangman and Moxley did the same thing. So I don't know if maybe they saw it and they were like, we're going to mimic it, or if that was already part of the plan as well.
No, well, their match was before Moxley and...
No, but they could have been watching the show during the thing, so they might have seen it.
Moxley and them didn't go on till like 8 o'clock.
That's why they could have probably seen...
Oh, you're saying they took it from... I got to believe they already had that planned, man.
I mean, remember, there's a way
he's done it before. Moxley's done that before. That's a Moxley move.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
remember. One of his staples. When he does Game Changer Wrestling, it's always some kind of chair set up like that and all that stuff.
I know Moxley's move is always
match stuff, man.
I know Moxley's move is always to start bleeding. That's what
yeah. How about this time? We'll discuss that in a minute. Let's just talk NXT Great American Bash right now.
Yeah, so I saw that. I saw that highlight. I saw that what was it? No, but that was in the I saw that Obafemi ended up winning, and I heard it was kind of like lackluster. It wasn't.
It's just two big guys beating the crap, hitting hard, and that. I mean, again, it's one of those things where I don't know what people think. Like these guys are going to get in there and like do a 360, a 450 splash. Like what Obafemi is. You know what the Japanese wrestler is. Like they don't do that stuff. That's. I was happy with it. I thought it was pretty hard hitting. I thought they again, the ending, just with the other guy getting involved and all, like that's the only problem I have right now with some of what, and it's something they've always done, and it's just really started to like get to me a little bit more, is that there's never a clean finish.
That's one thing that you could tell that AEW does a lot, that they're doing it on their live pay-per-view events, that they have clean finishes for the most part.
Really?
In the live, in some of the matches. Come on. The Mercedes Moné.
Yes. No.
You'll see them.
But it's the same thing. It's the main events is what I'm talking about. Like there's never a clean, like get the pin, hit the music, and have the person walk out. But no, everybody's always got to interfere in every aspect of it. There's got to be something in there. Like on this one, he really didn't really get in the match, but the guy's going up to do his finisher, and then for some reason, the guy who's out with him jumps up on the apron and distracts him. Like, and then the guy's not doing the splash. He stops doing the splash and looks at him with the belt. Instead of going for the pin, like, this is your chance to win the title. Who cares? And it's just like that. Those things to me, it's like the common sense stuff. It's like, bro, like, I mean, come on. You have the title right there. You're saying the title's the most important thing, but then all of a sudden you let this guy stand up with a belt and it takes your whole game plan off. Like, oh my goodness. Vince TV, what's up, buddy?
And then the only other match I kind of saw a little bit of it was Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, which kind of worked hand in hand with what happened on Sunday night.
Yeah, they were working that up real
that
good.
Was cool.
When she was jumping up in that lap and everything, I'm like, oh god, she's turning on her. I was like, it's happening today or tomorrow, one of the 2 days. It's like,
but you know what? I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I think they have a star in Blake Monroe. She is really, really
Well,
good.
we knew that when she was in AEW. I mean,
I
honestly.
mean, damn man, she like WWE really did steal her the same way they stole Stephanie Valkyrie. So it's but besides that, I didn't get a chance to watch the other matches because I was too entertained watching AEW.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was a very okay card. I mean, to be honest, it was probably like a 7.5 out of 10. There was nothing wild, nothing crazy. You had the Ricky Starks match. Sorry, Ricky Saints match. Sorry.
No. Ricky Starks is the right way to say it.
No doubt. What's up, my man? You had that. You had the Sol Ruka, again, putting her over. She did like 5 matches in 3 days or some stuff like that now.
Yeah, she ended up being easy tame, right?
So again, she's, they just kind of spotlighted her. And then other than that, it was just a very, very big, like, I didn't like the opening match. The opening match, I was like, I wanted to turn it off. Jasper Troy is, and I get it. Heels can take losses. I totally understand that. Heels can take losses.
Boy, Javon Evans, baby, winning that one.
Javon Evans with a roll up on Jasper Troy in the opening match. I was like, oof, okay.
I was proud of that. That was one of my picks. One of my NXT picks. I got right.
It was one of those where I was like, I mean, it's just like, to me, you got this guy Jasper Troy who you brought in, put up against Obafemi, and now 4 weeks later he's losing to Javon Evans, and then he's now going to be feuding with Ricky Saints. So, because he cost Ricky Saints that match basically when he did what he did to him and then threw him back out there to Ethan Page. So, overall, like, again, it was an okay pay-per-view. It was building up on things, and then we'll see what happens tonight on, I mean, I know, we'll get an Evolution in a little bit. Then we'll go to the next pay-per-view that started at the same time, AEW All In.
The real fans, the real wrestling fans were watching that pay-per-view.
No, if you're a real wrestling fan, you probably had both of them on. And I am a real wrestling fan, but I did not pay $50. And let me tell you something, Frankie Fresco. This is all I will say. I saw every big moment of the pay-per-view, and I didn't have to order it.
Sure, you saw every moment of big pay-per-view was because I was reposting it all on my X. And so was everybody else reposting it on X. It's crazy.
AEW themselves was reposting every big moment.
They did it. They didn't repost every big moment. They did most parts, but not everything. And they will cut it off. They cut something off. Like when Moxley is getting choked by the chain, they did cut off where he's like tapping.
They call it the tapping, but the bell's ringing, so I guess Moxley is just, they just let him go. Okay. Well, they showed everything. They showed it all,
Let me tell you something.
Again,
I did pay the $50, of course.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
I wanted to support AEW. This is the WrestleMania one. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pay the $50. I'm going to watch it. And it was it was entertaining. I said, like, you had put in a poll on your X saying, hey, what would you give this AEW? And for the first time, I think they deserve an A. Like, I would give them a plus, but I don't think any show is ever perfect. And one of the things I didn't like, I'm gonna be honest with you, is that I feel like they missed a spot. I know that it's Okada and Kenny Omega, but I feel like, man, that match could have been the first out of the main event, and then that a Mercedes Moné, Timeless Tony Storm should have been the second main event match. They had the other way around. I just want to give more. I wish Tony would give more to the women, especially since this was probably up there with. I personally, if you want my opinion, man, I thought it was the best match. I personally thought it was the best match, not because I'm rooting for the women, but because they found a way to not only incorporate wrestling, but incorporate more than wrestling. It was them.
They told a story.
Not only that they told a story, Sean, they were mocking each other in the ring.
Yeah,
they were doing these little
moves.
things that you didn't see on the other one, and that was different. That's why a lot of people were tuned in, and a lot of people were like, "Man!" And it stood out. Like, yeah, I could see the capabilities, the wrestling moves that Will Ospreay and these guys did. That was a great tag team match, but even so, sometimes for the casual fan, when they see, you don't have to see all those high flying things. It is awesome, But just a little bit of those little details of like Mercedes Moné mocking timeless Tony Storm in the middle of the ring while Tony was out. Tony going ahead and doing the whole CEO dance. The moment where her nose actually got busted open by accident. That wasn't even planned. When she got on Luther and Luther got involved, and then Mercedes Moné hit the crap out of Luther as well. Dude, they had everything. That's why I was like, man, I wish this. It should have superseded, to be honest with you, Moxley and Hangman. But I know that the whole thing of Hangman winning the belt and finally seeing the belt was the grand thing of them all, right? That was what they wanted to sell us at the end, which I
That
think
and
they
all the
did right.
returns.
And
That
I
and
would
all the returns.
and I will tell you something, Sean. This is the first time I feel that AEW got it right with all the results. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
didn't
I
screw it
agreed
over.
with you on that. When you sent that out, I agreed with you. I think overall, I think it was probably one of their best pay per views to date. The only one that I would argue, and again, don't be mad at me because they had to switch it at the last minute, would be maybe the TNT title.
But
That
you
was
want
your
to
perfect chance to give. But again, I can't say anything because you gave Dustin Rhodes kind of the thank you type thing on pay per view in Texas. You know, like the achievement award, lifetime achievement award. Here's the TNT title. But I wish then that they would not have had Kyle Fletcher in the match.
well, I think the reason that they had Kyle Fletcher in the match is because first and foremost, you still wanted to give Kyle Fletcher a match because he was
Yeah,
scheduled to
he's got to
wrestle.
be on the pay per view. You're
And
right.
number two, I like the fact that they gave it to Goldust to Dustin Rhodes because at the end of the day, nobody was expecting that. You expected Kyle Fletcher to win it because technically Dustin and Sammy had already wrestled,
Yeah,
and Danny Garcia was there. But obviously, you think it's Kyle Fletcher's moment. Danny Garcia had already been the TNT champion for a while
yeah.
before Adam Cole. So I thought the whole nostalgia of him winning and his
No, you
emotion
you
and
can't
everything.
fault that. That's the
They
only thing. If I wanted to be, to me, looking at it, that would be the one thing where I'd be like, that would be the only finish where I could say, maybe. But again, nostalgia wise, they got it right.
You know,
If that's what they're going for.
the other thing I really did like about AEW, and I was very surprised, was those Casino Gauntlet matches. They
Yeah, they were
showcased
actually.
a hell
Yeah,
of
they went a
wrestlers,
lot longer than the other ones I've seen because they
and
were
on both
getting like
sides.
they were getting into 10 and 12, and usually they only get to like 8 and there's a pin. These were getting to like 12, 13. Like it was
Well, the
a
guys
lot
went
of
out. I think the guys went all the way to 20, if I'm not
yeah. Oh, real
mistaken.
wow.
And then the girls actually went up to like 15 or 16.
Yeah,
And that's one thing I liked about AEW, where I felt like Tony Khan, I mean, was going ahead and giving the women a little bit more of a spotlight because he was
yeah.
bringing in all these women, showing the women of AEW can also
Yeah.
hang
And
with
you
the
finally got to
WWE
see
girls.
some of the women that have been signed for a long time. Alex Windsor
Yes,
and some of the other ones. Athena finally gets to the main roster. I
Athena.
mean, she's officially full time
That's awesome.
AEW. They said after the thing. And again, I like the fact that they slow walked Athena to the roster because again, if you put her up in the roster, does she get lost in the shuffle
Could be.
with when you had Jade Cargill and DMD and all them that were there at the time, Soraya, Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, Willow
Britt Baker.
Nightingale. Yeah, and you start looking at everybody that was there. I think she might have gotten lost. I like the fact that they put her at ROH. I didn't like it at the time, but looking back at it, I think it was a good call by them to keep her there for so long.
Now I do feel hopefully she either has to let go of that ROH belt and then now kind of pass the bucket to the next girl out there, which I think it will be the young girl. What is her name? I forgot her name. She always comes out with Athena, the blonde girl who
Billy
you
Starks.
there you go, Billy Starks. There you go, her. So I think it will be a good run for her to possibly now win the
Yeah.
Ring of Honor for the women's side. But yeah, I think they nailed it, man, and they nailed it when it came to MJF winning it.
Yes.
Athena, obviously, Athena winning it is going to lead up now to Tony versus Athena, which a lot of people are going to be very intrigued to watch. And let's keep it real. I think Athena, after Mercedes Moné and Athena, I think the only one that could probably like be the third one into that mix would be Athena. I know that Harley Cameron got a big pop, but
Yeah, but she's
besides,
more of that entertainment factor. She's not wrestling wise. She had a good match with Mercedes, but that was Mercedes
but you
doing
know,
what Mercedes does.
Sean, but she got a pop, man. Even though her nose is still messed up because she was wearing the nose guard, the nose brace in her face. But she got a pop. So if
Yeah, no,
AEW
no,
is
she
smart,
always gets the pops though.
if AEW knows how to, if AEW
Audience
is smart,
wise,
they could
they've got
promote
her.
her.
Audience
Yeah.
wise, yes, 100.
So
percent
you should push her, kind of like Chelsea Green. You know how Chelsea Green always was that middle of the
Yeah,
pack wrestler, and then they just elevated her. I think that's what they need to do with her. So I think there's a very good chance, especially since a lot of the um, fans are behind her. And then I mean, Jesus Christ, she wasn't part of the gauntlet. She wasn't an official participant. But what is her name? Damn, I forgot her name now. She's the one that's going out with Kyle Fletcher. With the big booty. What's her name? God damn it.
Sky Blue.
Sky Blue. Jesus Christ, have mercy. If you guys want to tune into the gauntlet match of the women, just tune into Sky Blue the whole time. Like Jesus, what she was wearing was freaking amazing.
Should they have an alt cast of just be Sky Blue?
She wasn't even involved. She wasn't even supposed to be in. She wasn't a participant, but she got so much involved. It was actually funny because somebody pinned her, and then all of a sudden, the referee was like, "No, she's not in the in the gauntlet match." And then it was the Asian girl that was that pinned her. But anyways, long story short, I mean, Sky Blue, bro, Jesus, whatever she was wearing. Keep wearing it, bro. No, no. I mean, it was smoking hot. Like I was like, damn, man, Kyle Fletcher's a lucky guy, bro. But anyways, everything went well. The main event, Moxley, Adam Page, Hangman, they did it right, man. They were able to bring everybody. Oh, Edge or Adam Copeland coming
Yeah.
back as well. All that, dude.
Hey, did you see?
They
He
know
got pinned off. He got pinned off, man.
that.
He took the thing. He took it from Pinta. He went and celebrated with both sides of the audience. They got a concerto on Christian, and they're like, "Should we do it?"
When I saw that he was taking a sweet time, I was like, "Oh, he's pulling a Penta!" Like when Penta was walking, was like, "Oh, I'm taking my sweet time with Cero Mielo and stuff." And I'm like, now Copeland is doing the same crap. But no, it was funny. It was cool
Yeah.
at the end of
No,
the
it was
day.
it was good. It was cool to see, and the way they did it, it was he helps him up. You think you're going to get that moment, and then he's like, "Find yourself," and he leaves him, and it's like, okay, so you can still build. Doesn't mean that they're there for each other yet. I got to believe Christian probably gets jumped a couple more times before, like he's going to think he doesn't need him, and then finally it'll go. We'll see what happens, man. They got a lot of momentum going into this Dynamite, man. So
And they didn't they didn't do the Cody Rhodes. They didn't screw Will Ospreay. They didn't
yes,
screw.
I was so happy with that.
Swerve.
I was so happy with that, man.
I will say this, bro. That entrance for the Young Bucks, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! It took like 10 hours for them to make it to the ring. It
On
was
the boat.
it was interesting. It wasn't like the greatest.
Oh, they're
thing.
the forefathers of the AEW. That's the
I
whole
know.
thing.
Well, they lost now their EVP authority. So
Well, no, but then on the page, on AEW's page, at least from what I saw, again, I haven't been to AEW's website. They have Will and Swerve as EVPs now.
oh really? I didn't know they were.
I don't know if that's
Taking their-
accurate. I mean, I'm going off of now that I think about it. I don't know if it was a
Funny if they did.
trustworthy.
Because I know it was like if the Young Bucks lost, they would lose the EVP. And if Will Ospreay and Swerve would have lost, then they would have gone ahead and not been able to challenge for the championship belt. But they got that right. But now, after getting all of them right, the Hurt Business won as well. Sheldon Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are just amazing, man. Those guys, I don't see any tag team out there beating those two guys. Those guys are so good. Unless eventually you build it up to eventually it'll be Cope and Christian teaming up,
Yeah,
and maybe you
that'd
could
be a good one.
run that out. So that'll be pretty cool. Which I think that's where they want to kind of go with. They want to do that Cope Christian combo before, because there has been rumors about that. But let me ask you, sir. Now that all they had a successful AEW All In. They had a very good crowd. Yeah, they didn't sell out. There was a couple of seats. You could tell
Dude, they did 30,000 people, man. Forget that shit. That they
it
sold
was
out.
good. It was. I mean, you could
It
still
was
see.
bro. It was 30,000 seats, man. I mean, come on. Come on.
Look, man. Look, I will say this. I was impressed with some of their entrances. The Will Ospreay Swerve, they were really good. We got to see this girl sing.
Yeah, Bray
Bray
Wyatt's wife,
Bray
JoJo.
Wyatt's wife. Yeah, JoJo was singing out there, so it was nice to see her. I
The problem
wish.
is, I don't know how many people understood what the significance of her singing that was.
Explain to us.
That was Swerve's entrance on the Indies.
Ah, there you go.
Ain't no stopping. You know, that was his entrance onto
smart.
the Indies.
That's
So
bad.
then she sung that into his current entrance. So
Here's the other thing too. Now that you have all this, and the only thing I would have, so there's two things that I wish they would have done. Obviously, the first thing was the Timeless and Mercedes Moné. I wish they would have shifted them to maybe like the second to last match, so the co-main event instead of the third one. And I would have, and the other thing I would have wanted is they've been talking about it a lot. I thought we were gonna see Samantha Irvin now in AEW. They were speaking about it a lot, that she wanted to be back in wrestling and that she was gonna be in it. And I don't know if they're gonna bring her. If they do bring her,
well, she's done some things. Her and JoJo have done some things with Swerve recently, music wise. So I don't know if that's going to lead to anything AEW wise or not. So,
but if they do bring her, they should bring her back in like a big pay-per-view. I don't think they should do it.
yeah,
in like
either that or if you want to bring her back in a small role, man, because you got Justin Roberts there, then have her be Ricochet's freaking individual like announcer, man, for him and his little group that he's making. What the hell?
Yeah,
that's dude. Just be like, hey, we don't want you. We got our own, or even the Hurt Syndicate. Bring her out to like announce the Hurt Syndicate or something, you know.
Or you could bring her. You could
be the thing.
You could put her in Collision, maybe rotate. You know how they have Lillian Garcia. Lillian Garcia was on Saturday, stuff like that. So maybe they could bring her.
Have on Collision. Though. I haven't seen the ring out. Is it still is it Justin Roberts or somebody else?
I think it's Justin Roberts. Well, I know that JoJo
also,
did.
I don't know what their deals are, so they might just be waiting for Justin Roberts' contract to end and then be like, all right.
Hopefully not. Justin Roberts does a good job.
Oh, he's a great voice, man. Great voice, especially for like that style of it, because he brings it up. He brings up the excitement level a little bit, you know. Especially like when he did the Kenny Omega from Chapel Hill. He did the Michael Jordan entrance that one time for him. The main event. Go ahead.
Two questions. But the main event, we're gonna go into that, and that was one of my questions. But before we talk about that, talk to me about Adam Cole and what happened there, and how you feel about it, and do you think he's gonna retire? Is this the last we see from Adam Cole?
Look, man, if it is the concussions, he's had so many, man. At some point, you have to, and then apparently, supposedly, he got pretty sick. That's what started the whole thing. Like he was going to wrestle, and then he wasn't feeling well because of the concussions. If that's where you're at, and think about it, the last concussion he was out for what, 5-6 months?
No, he was out for a while, maybe even longer.
At this point, man, and my understanding, and again, I saw it from a site. There's sometimes trustworthy and there's sometimes clickbait. Was that Adam Cole at All In wanted to announce his retirement, but he didn't do it from being concussed because somebody returned that night.
Kyle O'Reilly?
No. Bryan Danielson.
Oh, because Bryan Danielson came back. And, you know, Bryan
So
Danielson.
they didn't want to have the concussion, retiring from concussions and everything else be there and then have him return.
Makes sense. I will say this. He did wrestle in Collision. So, and Collision.
Yeah, it looks like it was a clothesline kind of went high, and it looks like his head hit first. I saw another angle from another part of it. But again, we've seen it before. How many times have people had concussions and not known it?
Yeah.
He could have had it already, you know, from the other move, and then just that little bit of jolt to his head took him straight down. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things, man. Concussions, sometimes you don't feel them until it's too late. I mean, and that's the problem with concussions. And that's why it's one of the scariest things now, because everybody, you know, you might get a concussion and bounce back in 3-4 minutes and be fine. I'll get a concussion. It'll take me 3 days, and we got it the same way.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I mean, hell, look in racing. Kyle Busch got a concussion and ended up having to retire because he couldn't, get back up every time he got to certain speeds. He would get, it affected his body differently to where he wasn't able to race anymore. So, again, at this point, if you're Adam Cole, at this point, to me, you've done almost everything. You main evented the largest selling pay-per-view in AEW history with him and MJF in Wembley. There's not a lot for you. You're one of the greatest guys in and out of the ring. I mean, you saw the flooding of support for him. There's no reason to come back and have something happen to where now it's just you can't live your life the way you want to live it.
Yeah, I think
that to me, I don't want to see that happen to a guy that is that good in and out of the ring.
I hope that whatever he has, if he feels like it's time for him to retire, that he takes his time and does it. If he feels like he still can give it a go, then take as long as you need before coming back, because obviously it's something that's lingering him, and it's just very unfortunate. But if this was the last time we saw Adam Cole, it was a hell of a run in AEW, and you never know. Maybe he takes a couple of years off and then he comes back. We've seen.
Or he can come back and be a manager, man, and then take time and do something. I mean, he will be involved in wrestling somehow. I can tell you now.
Now, talk to me about the main event. You were going to ask me something about the main event.
Yeah, no. I was going to ask you as far as what your thoughts were of the main event. EA Minutes, welcome back, sir.
Yeah, welcome. The main event was solid. I like the fact I called it. I said Darby Allin was gonna come, and he definitely came. He was there.
Did you see the whole thing play out? Like the people recording stuff in the arena?
Really? No, I didn't see that.
Apparently, like they lowered Darby. I guess maybe something happened to where they started lowering him down, but then Daniel Bryan was in the ring, or Bryan Danielson was in the ring. He slid in the ring, so then all of a sudden he's just sitting there. So he's above that big scoreboard, just sitting there, like waiting.
I didn't know that.
And then they drop him. Then they drop him down after Bryan Danielson does his stuff.
Oh, wow. I did see when they had him there, and they did kept him like in the middle, but then they changed screens. But I didn't see anything on the post out there. But I did like the fact that while he was in Mount Everest, he did record something. Yeah. That was pretty cool. And then and yeah, of course.
You know what? Kudos. This is one thing I say. AEW doesn't do enough storytelling. But when you look at how everything played out, very good storytelling on this one. Very, very good storytelling on this one. I wish, again, when you look at all the layers of everything that happened. And again, Tony Khan said this wasn't originally the call. But he listened to what the fans were saying. And whether he consulted with Moxley and them or whatever, he thought now was the time to make the change after hearing what fans were saying and everything. And I think it was right. I think it was a right call. And I think you did it right by, the way everything played out. Moxley tapped out for fear of dying. He said he would die to keep the title.
Yeah.
And when it came to whether I'm going to die or not, he decided that, hey, you know what? The title's not as important as my life. I'm going to tap out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, when you look at the whole, and this is the one thing where I'm interested to watch. And again, this is what I always talk about with pay-per-views. Do you get me to tune in the next show to see how it plays out? Because now I'm very interested in how this Death Riders thing plays out. Because Moxley tapped out. Moxley lost the title. Does he blame it on everybody else for not being there for him? Or do they blame him because, again, I'll die before I lose the title? Well, no. When it came push to shove, you really didn't. So, there's stories there. And that's all I ask from it. Because I know AEW wrestling-wise and, production-wise, they do good enough with what they have. They don't have the WWE production. I understand that. But their pay-per-views always deliver. The only thing I wish it would deliver more of was getting me to tune in on Wednesday. And this one did. In a couple of instances. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for that part of it, because now I wonder, okay, what's Bryan Danielson going to do? Darby Allin's back in. What's the whole thing with the Death Riders now? who's next for Paige because you saw Swerve staring at him like, I helped you. Now I'm going to expect the payback. You know, I'm like, it was there, you know, and then you still got
MJF too.
Yeah, and you still got Will Ospreay. MJF's got the thing. There's at least stories happening.
Yes.
And that's all I want, to tune in and be entertained and have a reason to tune in. Not just to watch wrestling. I can go anywhere and watch wrestling.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I want to get me to tune in every week. I need that. And they gave it to me on this pay-per-view. It felt like it wasn't Darby Allin crashing into a vehicle and then disappearing off of TV for 4 months. And then you're going, well, what the hell was that about? He's going to climb Mount Everest now.
And you lined up now Tony with Athena.
Yes.
That's going to be built up for All Out. And then what happened to Mercedes Moné? What's going to happen? She taking time off? Who's her next opponent? What's going to happen?
Loss in the AEW. The Young Bucks are no longer EVPs. Yeah. How are they going to be treated when they get to the arena? Yeah. Think about it now. They are now just talent like everybody else that they've been snubbing. If I was them, like backstage segments, I would have the Bucks like in a closet by themselves, like just said, like, you don't even dress with us. You can go to the closet.
It's interesting. And then you got, of course, Kenny Omega losing the belt. Now, you know, who's going to be
And then also they said that it's Continental rules now, even though it's a unified title.
Yeah.
It's under Continental rules, which TK said tonight you would have been fired to Don Callis because there's no interference in the matches. Now, what effect does that play? Again, because you could run it back on Wednesday. Like, I honestly think Kyle Fletcher beats Dustin Rhodes for the TNT title.
Yeah.
This Wednesday.
Can have that happen, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So do they run that back with Omega and Okada? Maybe not this Wednesday. I'm not saying everything happens this Wednesday, but you can do it along the lines.
Well, the Collision. He could probably lose the TNT belt at the Collision show. But it like you said, I think they have a lot of good story angles that they could keep rolling, especially that All Out is next, and it's not that far away. I think it's like a month away, so they have a lot of stories that they could build on. So it was a great card.
It's just keeping that momentum going, man. Because to me, they built it. They built it. Now you've got to keep it, man. You've got people talking. Can you keep it?
And not only that, man, you had the Texas crowd really, really there, man. That means that there is still they might not be able to sell like a Wembley Stadium here in American soil, but they definitely were able to do a really good job with that Texas stadium. So that means that they could definitely host these, and if they need to keeping All In as like their WrestleMania, because that's kind of the way they've been selling it. So whether they do it here, they do it outside of the States, they gotta keep using it as their WrestleMania because it fits really well too. A lot of people were talking about All In more than what they were talking about Saturday Night or the Great American Bash.
Yeah, definitely. Because you should be though. That was their WrestleMania. If anybody was talking about anything else after, then AEW didn't do what they were supposed to do. Because again, that's your WrestleMania.
Yeah. So now let's go to Sunday. The last one out of all of them, right? We had Sunday Night Evolution, the ladies showing out. Sean, what did you think of that premium live event? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you think it was the second best or first best show this whole weekend? What did you think about Sunday night's live premium event, Evolution?
Sorry, hold on a minute. I'm trying to figure out something here. Okay, yeah, see, this year too, with real quick, before we jump, AEW All In is this week, July, what just happened. Their next pay-per-view is now August 24th. Remember, after All In the last couple times, All Out was like 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, you kill your momentum because you can't keep everything going. So, to answer your question, I'm going to be honest. It was number 2.
I agree.
To me, it was number 2.
I agree.
You know, a close second, but a number 2. Because again, and when you look at the way, you know, AEW executed, again, if they would have made some things wrong and some things there, then I could probably say, you know, Evolution could slide into 1. But I felt like they hit all the, you know, dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's for All In. So even though there's no T's in it, but still. But Evolution to me was very solid, and again, you had the oh shit moment that they needed to have, and it never crossed my mind, and I don't know why. When we were talking about it on the thing, I was like, oh, if Naomi wins, they end the feud. I never thought about then Naomi could cash in and just move brands.
Well, I never thought that she would lose.
That's what they did.
I never thought she would lose and then cash it. That's what I thought. I mean, I felt like if she was gonna win, she would cash it. But it never rang through my head. Hey, if she loses, she could still cash it and then still be.
To me, it was in different ways. It was the Stone Cold Bret Hart double switch, but they did it with a brand. What they did was they had Jade beat her, which ends the feud, because I said if Naomi loses to Jade, this is over. She's won. This is her third win, and it's done. So then, boom, that's over. They ended the feud, and then they transferred her over a roster by having her cash in. So now she's off the SmackDown roster and over to Raw. So again, when you look at it, they hit two birds with one stone in that. And now you've got a whole bunch of different matches. Now you got triple threat at SummerSlam. So you've already got a pretty decent match there. When you look at it, at least that added some. Jade should have. No, you couldn't have Jade. Jade already finished her off, and Jade is going to take on Tiffany now. So there's no reason for her to stop her at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the part that I missed when I was thinking about what they could do, because I never crossed my mind. I thought the Jade Naomi match was better than I thought it would be, honestly.
Yeah.
There was some things there. The Battle Royal, I thought they said it was going to be 30 women and it only being 20, the 20 they advertised. I thought there would be a couple surprises. But it was what it was. It was a Battle Royal. I think they got it right with Stephanie after all. She gets the title shot at Paris.
You don't think Lash Legend should have probably won that one? She could have.
I mean, she could have, but you'd have to. Stephanie's already built into that position. Lash, you would have had to start building into, again, you got two pay-per-views, but what do you do at SummerSlam? Like, that's the only thing. But
I did ship with Lash versus Nia Jax. That's gonna be that would be a really good fight.
Yeah. No, I think that's where. I think she goes to SmackDown. I think you'll see her at SmackDown probably and take on Nia. Nia will probably be bullying somebody, and then Lash will come out and for the save. I like the Mariah May,
JC Jane
WWE style change. I like the way she did the thing at the end where she kind of just handed the belt to her and then went to the ropes and then did her little.
You mean Blake Monroe?
Blake Monroe thing, whatever. She's always gonna be Mariah May to me, so I don't care.
I like it. Keeping it AEW. I like it.
I just like Mariah May better than Blake Monroe, man.
So do I.
It's one of those things. Like Blake Monroe is like a centerfold. Here's Blake Monroe, which I guess what you want to have there. And then the fact that they did the thing afterwards with Jordan going through the thing, looking for her, on the WWE sites and the things like that. You're building up for that. That'll be good because that'll be a main event battle for her without having to go for a title yet. JC Jane, I thought looked good the whole weekend.
Yeah.
The Becky Lynch thing was Becky Lynch thing. I love the finish.
The best match of that night.
Yeah, and the finish was so unique and so different. She had her pin for the roll up and then went into the backslide. She was able to do it. It just, again, all three professional. This whole pay-per-view was full of professional wrestling women. And that was the thing that echoed so much was every match there wasn't like one of those matches where you're like, oh. Oof.
No. I thought Naomi and Jay Cargo was going to be bad, but that was
I didn't have high expectations for it, but they kept it smart. They did what we said, you said and I said. They went outside the ring, did a lot more of the fighting than actual wrestling, so that helps out when you got that. And then of course Rio and Io at the end were having a fantastic match, and then you made it even better when Naomi's music hit after the finisher. The only bad thing was the timing. Naomi grabs it, goes to hit her, and the ref didn't ring the bell, and then the ref ring the bell, and then so Io had to sit there a little extra long. But again, that's nitpicking, you know.
Yeah.
And then the fact that you go off the air and it's Naomi getting the last laugh after everything, and Io and Rhea kind of giving their their due respects to each other, and then you come out on Raw and Naomi opens the show. And I think you're right, no doubt. I think the bell rung twice. I don't think Naomi heard the first bell, which is why she didn't. Because you're right, the bell. I thought the bell rang as well, but I'd have to go back and listen to it. But it was a very quick. It was a bell, and then she's like, "Ring the bell," and then they ring the bell again, and then bam. So, and then you open the next show with Naomi, Rhea, and them, and you get the triple threat match. You had Nikki Bella come back and take on Chelsea Green. Golly, why am I blanking on Chelsea Green? And the only mix up there was Nikki Bella tried to perform the finisher her old way before she had her neck injury, and Chelsea Green had to switch her body around. That's why she started kind of beating on her back to get to the front. Because when Nikki Bella used to do the move, it used to be like the torture rack.
Yeah.
So the back was on the neck, and then she'd spin. So she went to do it the same way, and Chelsea Green was like, "No, because that hurts your neck. That would hurt Nikki Bella's neck because she'd have to put the weight on the neck." So she beat her down after Nikki tried twice, and then Chelsea beat her down and then went into the finish the right way. But again, 7 years off, you're going to have some rust.
Of course, she still look great and amazing out there. Plus, she did a fabulous TikTok with Lola Vice. So shout out to both of them.
Yeah, that's gonna go viral probably.
I will say this. I know I think you forgot to mention it, but shout out to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair on that tag team match. Even though they didn't win,
Yeah.
I saw that Charlotte Flair took one for the team. And I know they're trying their best to make her a baby. So I was surprised.
Well, she got a big pop at that. She got a bigger pop than she's gotten anywhere else.
Yeah, so
I will say that.
Shout out to WWE forcing it on their fans to like her.
They're gonna make it work until she changes. Right when they start cheering her, they're gonna. All right, now's the move.
And then also Tiffany and Trish. I didn't get to see too much of that match.
It was a match. It was a good match for again. Trish can still go, but she can't go with what she was before.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it was a good match. There was no craziness there. I honestly, the only thing that kind of caught me by surprise was how clean Roxanne and Raquel won that tag team match. I was like, damn, that was a pretty convincing win.
Yeah.
For those two. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, okay, all right.
And that also means that they're trying to build them really well. This is going to eventually be...
They're trying to get it to Liv. They're trying to get back to when Liv gets back. That's the whole thing now. It's like, okay, we need to get there till when Liv gets back, and then we'll see where it goes. Because, again, last night on Raw, you've got Finn and it's like, yep, let's do it for Liv. Let's do it for Liv. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
So
but
good.
There's something going on, man. It's so, again, that's the part to me that where WWE is more entertainment, whereas AEW is more wrestling.
Yeah.
I
think that's where AEW needs to incorporate a little bit of that entertainment in their show.
Yeah, but again, they don't want to because they know that they're going to perform on the pay-per-views. They know everything's leading up, but they do need to get a little bit more stories going. And at least, and again, I felt like the Death Rider story was way too complex. Once you go back in and watch the whole thing happen, it's a pretty good story, actually. But while it was happening, you're kind of like, oh, it's going too long. Oh, my God, this and all that. And then it plays out, and it's like, okay.
But look, check. I mean, I know that they want to stay away from the story side, but their biggest, match, I think, in my opinion, was that Mercedes Moné Tony Storm match.
The biggest storyline match.
Yeah.
And the one that got the most storyline driven.
Yeah, and remember, we went on our friend's podcast, on the Rainy Day podcast. Shout out to those guys over there. And they don't watch AEW as consistently as we do, but they knew about it. They knew about Mercedes Moné, and they knew about
that was the only match they knew about.
Exactly. So there's nothing wrong with storytelling. You could throw some in there. Even the Hurt Syndicate doing their little thing here and there helps them. You could do a little bit of story and then make it make sense in the wrestling ring. And I think they did that.
And AEW did a good story for that Hurt Syndicate build. The build up to that match was okay. They got laid out by those guys. Remember Kevin Knight and Sparkplug or whatever his name is there.
Speedball Bailey.
That's it, Speedball, not Sparkplug. Speedball. They're they laid them out. So that was the first time they had been like really put down, not in a match. Like they took the belts from them and everything else. So again, there are stories happening in AEW. They just, to me, need to stay consistent with it and not lose sight of it. Because again, I get it. You're where the best wrestle, and that's what you're going to. But every time there's a pay-per-view, they deliver, and they deliver because once it's in a pay-per-view, it's really about the match. It's really about the wrestling because you've already built a story to get to that crescendo.
Yeah.
And and now, look what happened with WWE. All of a sudden, no doubt. See, you guys don't know. Sparkplug was a wrestler. Look up Bob Holly. If you remember Crash Holly and Hardcore Holly. It's Hardcore Holly, Bob Holly. When they first brought him into WWE, he was a NASCAR driver named Sparkplug. Sparkplug Holly.
I don't know where you got. I mean, now we know where you got that name from, but that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. Now, let's jump because I know we gotta go soon. But let's jump to Monday night, right? And let's talk about that gauntlet match and about who made his return. Are you excited?
Not for life. What's up, sir?
Where does this go? Where do we go with this? Because all of a sudden, you got CM Punk now winning. Now he's gonna supposedly fight Gunther at SummerSlam, right? And now, where does Roman Reigns fit on all this? Is this gonna be a triple threat match at SummerSlam?
I don't know how you can do that. You just did a gauntlet to figure out who was gonna be the one to fight. You can't be like, hey, Roman returned, so he's in. Like, no, at this point, no. But I think you might end up getting Jey Uso and Roman against Braun and Bronson Reed.
That's not against a bad Heyman's
guys. I think you might get that. And by the way, it's no longer OTC. It's OTC 1.
What does the 1 mean?
I don't know. It's Roman's idea. He came up with it himself.
Okay.
I'm not sure how, your original tribal chief won. I don't know.
Maybe every time because he lifted up his finger and he always
maybe that's what it's supposed to be. Maybe that's the one at the end. I don't know.
I'm very curious to see where they go with him. I mean, that makes sense.
He shook Jay's hand. They did the hug, and then he's looking at Roman. He said, "I didn't do it." Or he's looking at CM Punk, and he's like, "I did it to get those guys and to save him, not you." If you saw the mouthing of the stuff, so again, there's going to be some stuff going along, but we're so close to SummerSlam. I don't know we're only 2 weeks away from SummerSlam, man.
The funny thing about it is that, look, if they're able to turn this around and with the whole Seth injury and be able to make this work, I'm impressed with WWE because obviously Saturday Night Main Event was the rough show, but if they're able to spin it where you have Roman teaming up and then going against Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, that's not a bad matchup. I think that would be pretty cool. Him, Roman, OTC 1 and Jey Uso teaming up, but that wouldn't be a bad thing. It'll be nice to see them. And you never know what could happen, right? It could lead up to something for night 2 as well. So it's interesting because I thought that they kind of had to run around and scramble once Seth got hurt, bro. I was like, damn, bro, this is going to be rough for SummerSlam because I think that hurt their plans. But it looks like they might find something to replace it, which fans will still be.
But see, I think Roman coming back was always the plan. I think it was going to be Roman against Seth at SummerSlam.
I think so too. And
then CM Punk was going to win the gauntlet. But again, so now you got CM against Gunther. You've got Roman against Seth. So I think the only plan that kind of changed is going to be now you probably make this a tag team match just because, Roman against Braun, I think future might be a great match, but at SummerSlam right now, I don't know if there's enough there.
Josh is already saying Seth comes back at SummerSlam. I don't know about all that. And then
Look, man, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt on what's going on with Seth, but I do know that he was in a brace and crutches at Evolution pay-per-view. So there is an injury there. There's an injury. Now, whether it happened before that move or they did that move to think that it would be a more long-term thing than it will be, which is what another story that's out there is. They made it seem like he came down, tweaked the knee, which would be, you would think ACL, puts him out for a year or so, and then he comes back earlier. And again, he has till next June, so he has almost a year to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. So that storyline doesn't change. But to me, it does change that whole family that Heyman's got going now. Because Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, I mean, they're two badasses. But them two together by themselves does nothing for me.
Oh, so you wouldn't be satisfied with that matchup then?
What?
Seth and I'm sorry.
No, as a tag team match at SummerSlam, I'd be okay with that. I'm saying, but if at SummerSlam they don't do something to where like add somebody to the family or something, I mean, it does nothing for me. Those two guys, I love Bronson Reed, I love Braun Breaker. I think they're two great individuals and two great athletes and great performers and everything else. But as that group without Seth there now, they're just two big guys to me.
You don't think Braun Breaker can be elevated to where Seth was?
Down the line, yes.
Okay, so
but if they do
right
it too quickly, they're going to hurt him.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because that's what I was kind of worried last night when Braun started going through all those guys. I was like,
yeah,
dude, they're not going to have him beat CM Punk and become like the leader of the group. Right? Because that's what I was thinking as this thing was going on. And I'm like, oh no. Because I think, look, Braun's going to be a player in this. And sooner, I think later rather than sooner. But he's right where he needs to be right now because now he's going to be in main event stuff because he's going to be Seth's kind of like bodyguard. So when Seth doesn't wrestle Roman or whatever, it'll be Braun. And you're going to get to see him work with those guys and he'll get elevated that way.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a very interesting next Monday night to see if that's where they're going to go with and see how many more matches they make up for SummerSlam because like you said, there's only 2 weeks before SummerSlam.
August 2nd, August 3rd, that weekend is the pay-per-view. So we're not far from there.
No, we're not, sir. No, we're not.
It's going to be very interesting. Josh said the most boring match in SummerSlam will be Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Drew and Logan Paul. See, I think there might be a surprise there.
I want to see how Jelly Roll hangs in the ring. Why not?
Apparently, what Triple H said was he's been at the Performance Center whenever he's not on tour. And he's been eating. That's why he's lost all the weight.
Yeah,
he's been there working with nutritionists and everything else. He's dropped over 120 pounds so far. So if he's been in there and he's working and he's, I mean, again, I'm not expecting him to come out there and be Logan Paul. Look, the problem now is this. You had 3 guys, celebrities, come into this. Pat McAfee kind of took to it pretty good as an athlete. Logan Paul has been exceptional, which I can't stand. And then Bad Bunny did a great match when he was there. So the problem now is everybody thinks all these celebrities are going to come in. They're going to be these freaking great athletes and stuff. And like that's not going to be Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll is they're probably going to do him like they did Snooki in the WrestleMania match. She came in, she had these 4 moves that she did, and they had it perfectly choreographed and got her over, made her look like $1 million, and then got her out.
Well, I mean, I would like to see Jelly Roll do kind of like what Bad Bunny did when he went against
well, they'd have to make this anything goes match. That'd be then Jelly Roll has a chance because Jelly Roll said he wants to fight. He's not going to wrestle. He's going to fight.
Yeah, bro. Let him fight.
Yeah. Wow. I was impressed that he took the freaking Claymore from Drew. He took it pretty well.
Yeah, he did. He did take it pretty good. He did take it pretty good. But yeah, any questions you guys would like to ask us before we end the show? Steven Gonzalez says Jey Uso, Roman versus Braun and the Fat Boy. Seth will screw CM Punk.
Don't you talk bad about Bronson Reed.
You be talking about the Fat Boy, bro.
He's tsunami your ass. Tsunami.
See, anybody else said anything out there? Steven Gonzalez says, please, God, please devil's kiss with me, laying on my back. Please, God. Oh, wow. What's up with Karrion Kross? What
Dude, it'll probably be him and Sami Zayn at SummerSlam, by the way.
But isn't Sammy hurt? I thought Sammy was hurt.
Wasn't his ribs hurt by Karrion, right?
Yeah, but I thought it was like an actual injury. I thought
Yeah,
that was.
more. Oh, I didn't pay attention.
That's
to
what
that.
I thought.
This
Even
is my
though
new mask, man.
I'm happy to see your new mask there. I mean, there has been plenty of injuries in WWE. You've had
Yes.
Liv Morgan, you had Zoe Stark, you had Chad Gable with his surgery he had to do. You had Seth Rollins. What do you think, Sean? Why are we having so many injuries in WWE all of a sudden? Is it just a bad timing, or is it that they're doing something different? Where
Well, I mean,
we're
you're getting a lot of freak accidents. I mean, Zoe was a drop kick and she kind of came down wrong on her leg. Liv was just coming down on her arm and it popped. Seth, depending on which way you want to look at it, was him just landing wrong. I mean, we kind of talked about it. I think the not having live shows has hurt a little bit because your body doing it once, maybe twice a week, and some of them, again, for if they've had injuries, they might do interviews, so they're not even doing matches. So yeah, you're seeing them, but now you're not wrestling. You're wrestling once a month, and your body gets used to the. Sounds weird to say, your body gets used to the car crashes, and I think a lot of it has to do with them not having, the live shows. And again, the live shows, they don't do anything. They do a couple bumps. They do a lot of their big moves. It's a lot of rest holds. It's longer matches. It's more panning to the crowd and things like that at the live shows, but you're still getting bumps. You're still, getting the falls and the catches and you're able to work on, again, the other important thing about live shows is you get to work on new moves. Now you're working on new moves. Either you go to the PC, you fly into the PC and you work on it, or you do it the morning of the show. You get there early enough, you go in the ring, you roll around a little bit, and you try out your new stuff. That's usually what gets worked on the live shows. And then also you'll get, for instance, if it's going to be Cody against Drew McIntyre, you'll get Cody and Randy versus Drew and Logan Paul as a tag team match at live shows so that Drew and Cody get a little bit in there, but they don't have to fight each other because then you've seen it already. So, you start getting a little bit of timing things down. And I think that's where a little bit is messed up. And I know Cody sent out a thing today saying that the live shows are coming back, I think the weekend of the 28th. It looks like they're going to do Saturday, Sunday. So basically you'll get SmackDown on Friday, live show Saturday, live show Sunday, Raw Monday.
Isn't that too much wrestling, though?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Isn't that too much wrestling, though, Sean?
No, because what you'll probably end up getting is, again, you've been to the live shows, man. What do they do?
Trash. That's what they do.
You're not doing pay-per-view stuff. It's really just.
It's terrible.
It's just very slow, methodical. Crowd gets happy because they get to see Cody live when they normally wouldn't, because most of the live shows are done at your smaller towns.
Yeah, if you go to a live show, I only will go to a live show if I pay like $20. I'm not paying.
I love live shows more than TV because they interact with the crowd more. You get to see the real. They're not wrestling for the red light.
Yeah,
you get to see the real. Like, I'll never forget, man, when I went to. I want to say it was. I don't know if it was Kaseya Center yet or if it was Miami Arena at the time. And it was Rey Mysterio came out in the Eddie Guerrero lowrider. And then all of a sudden, the temperature dropped about to negative 45 degrees. And the Undertaker's music hits. And I'm like, oh, man, it just. And then you've got, guys, just they're having fun. And that's what I like to see, the personality of the wrestlers, because most of the time when they're on TV, they're so busy and worrying about wrestling for the camera and the millions of people watching outside of that arena that they don't really give the arena the attention. And if you don't believe that, wait till they go to commercial. You know what they do usually during commercials? They just go dark. You got a guy sitting in the ring, just dark, and you're just waiting for the guy to count down. We're coming back in 10, 9. The
Well,
lights click on at 5, and then
the
music
last
hits.
the last show I went to was a SmackDown, and I saw Randy Orton, and I remember that when they did the entrances, what they would do during the break is for the fans that were in the arena, they would showcase like a preview of what the next match would be coming up. Like it'll show, hey, still to come, this person or that
Yeah,
person.
yeah, but you got the guy standing in the ring though.
No, so they'll cut. So what SmackDown was doing, because I remember this, because I went with a couple of my friends. Memo went with me that day. Basically, they cut the music, right? They like lower the music of the wrestler, and then they show the preview of who the next match is, or they'll show a preview of like the next live premium event is gonna be. And then when when the commercial breaks are coming back, they bring back the music, and then
Yeah,
that's when
yeah,
you
yeah.
see
They
it again.
started back up, but
Yeah,
still, you have a guy in the ring.
yeah, he's not doing anything.
Yeah,
Or
he's just sitting there.
he's waving
Well,
sometimes,
yeah,
and
he'll take
he's doing his
pictures or
thing.
whatever, the people in the
Yeah,
front row and
yeah,
things,
he'll do that.
but everybody else in the arena is just sitting there like,
Yeah, everybody's tuning into what they're showing on the big screen. That's all
yeah,
they're
but
doing.
it's hilarious too because now with Netflix, you watch when they go to commercial break, they're having interviews, they're doing things like that. But yet when they do like SmackDown and everything, they do like normal TV stuff. So
Yeah.
it used to be even worse, by the way. It used to be like I went to one and it just like they had both guys in the ring and they went to break and the guys are just sitting there. Like it's just like
Damn.
the refs in between them. They come back and then they start back up. And then when they used to go to break, it used to be a long ass, just like a chin lock. They would just sit there and wait, and then you'd know when it was coming back because all of a sudden the guy would start shaking his finger, and you're like, oh, commercial break's coming back. Come back from commercial. Then he'll start elbowing, and then the lights will come on, and they're there. You know, it's still
Well,
fighting.
what AEW does, because I've been to a couple of AEW shows.
AEW never goes to break. They're on damn side by side view.
No, they go on break too.
Picture in picture.
And what basically they do is that they have Justin Roberts go ahead and he'll start interacting with the crowd.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, let me see the signs of the crowd. And then he'll point out like the best sign of the crowd and stuff like that. Or he'll motivate the people. And then he does a countdown. He'll be like, all right, guys, we'll be back. We're coming back in 10 seconds. And then that's when, they'll show, during the break. That's what they do on the AEW side.
All right, sir. Let them know what you got going on, my man.
All right, man. So I'm busy as hell. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., the first show, the Cameo Mix Show, finally making his debut. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It's going to be on IGR Miami. If you follow me on X or you follow me on Instagram or even on TikTok and Facebook, I will be going ahead and posting the link. It's going to be airing at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you don't catch...
Wow, you're going head to head with AEW Dynamite?
I'm going head to head with AEW Dynamite. Yeah. But if you don't want to check out my show because you're tuning into AEW, it's fine. It's not a big deal. You could catch the replay the next day. I will be posting it on my Mixcloud, Fresco Music as well. So you guys, and I'll be also posting it on my social media platform. So you guys could always check it out. This week, you got two mixes of myself. I was DJing at Tap 42 about 2 weeks ago, so you'll hear me and my mixes that I played. And the following week, we already have our first special DJ guest, so I will go ahead and announce that on the next show, so it should be fun. And then, obviously, you guys can follow me on all social media, Frankie Fresco or Fresco Music. As long as you put FREZKO, you'll find me one way or the other. That's not too many people write the name like that, so you'll always find me that way. But you guys be more than happy. I'll be more than grateful for you guys to hit the like or subscribe, and also let me know about the show if you guys heard it. I do want to give one shout out. I want to give a shout out to my boy Josh. It says Frankie's going head to head with Inter Miami. Yes, but shout out to my boy Josh. He came to Top 42 in Doral when I was DJing. So he made a guest appearance out there. He saw me DJing out there. So shout out to you, Josh. I appreciate it, man. It was fun seeing you. I hope I get to see you again. And then, in addition to that, August 9, ladies and gentlemen, August 9, CCW will be having their wrestling event in Doral and a Sports Social, I will be there. And the reason I'll be there is because that is my birthday. August 9th is my birthday. I'll be turning 41. Ugh, the big 4-1 now.
God, you're so old, man.
I am old as hell. So I will be there. So if anybody's going to the CCW event, let me know. I'll be more than happy to hang out with you guys. I think I'm going by myself unless Sean decides to come with me, but I'm probably riding solo.
Saturday, right?
Yeah, Saturday, August
I
9th.
can't let you ride solo on your birthday, man. I'll be there.
No, it's
I'll be
all
there.
good. People
be
always
there.
say what's up to me. So I mean that a lot of my friends are DJ friends, so they're all working.
Yeah,
So
they're working. Yeah.
they're like, Frankie, we can't go, but they all tell me, hey, after the wrestling, come to the club and we'll drink and have a drink for you. And I'm like, nah, well, maybe I might go. I might enjoy it. It's
See, I'll
random.
probably go to the wrestling with you and then let you head to the club.
Yeah, I know. Every time I go to the club and I go see what's up to my guys, all my friends, these guys are hardcore drinkers, bro. They all could drink. Like I could take like one shot or two and then I'm gone. I'm like, yo, I'm done. I can't. I'm 41, bro. I'm like getting up there. Like those drinks, I can't handle those drinks like that. I wish I had that ability like my dad. My dad, bro, he could still drink like crazy. Anyways, so yeah, if you guys are gonna be there, August the 9th, CCW in Doral, I'll be out there. Hopefully Sean as well. I will be also posting myself like a reminder of all you guys. That way you guys could come and check out the wrestling. It's always cool to see CCW. Always cool to promote those guys, and obviously cool to go check them out. So hit me up and let me know.
Have they announced that card yet?
Yes, they did, sir. So I was a little bit upset. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought Matt Riddle was supposed to be there because they were selling it like Matt Riddle was gonna be there, but now I saw the card and it doesn't show Matt Riddle there anymore. Um, so I hope he still makes his way over there. But I could tell you the card because they did post it on the Facebook one. The card. Let me see. Here it is. So it's Rumble in the Jungle. Oh no, that's not it. That's the one in.
No, it's Vice City Slam 2.
Yeah. Which one is it? Let's see. Did they post it
Sitting
already?
here on their tickets, but I don't see any card.
Nope. You're right. I thought so. Yeah, I got confused. The Rumble in the Jungle was. I thought that one's the one, but that one's a different one. That one's the one of July 19th. That one's not it. So I don't know. I guess maybe Matt Riddle will still make his way over there. Yeah, they haven't posted it. Yes. No, I don't see it here. So maybe, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they post up the card, I will definitely let you guys know.
Yeah, and
But
I'll send it out to you. And also, they're having tryouts this weekend.
yeah,
So it's a $25. If you think you got what it takes to be a pro wrestler, you go there. I believe they're offering 1 or 2 scholarships. So if you think you have what it takes, go to CCW this weekend. They're in Pompano. They're holding some tryouts and some training there. So go check it out if you think you got what it takes. Frankie, anything else you got, man? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I don't know if I should say this to you guys, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. In August, I will be going to Las Vegas, and your boy Frankie Fresco. Don't judge me. Do not go ahead and make fun of me, but I will be attending the Backstreet Boys live at the Sphere.
Hell yeah, my man. Bye, bye, bye.
I've never been on the Sphere, never been in Vegas. This is the first time me going to Vegas. This is kind of like my birthday gift to myself, so I'm going in all
Really?
on.
You just not like yourself that much, huh?
I never been to Vegas before, so I went ahead and I said, "Yo, I'm gonna go to Vegas." Surprisingly, I'm meeting Memo. Memo will be out there, so me and Memo are riding
Nice.
together. He's gonna be
You
flying.
staying on the strip or are you staying old
We're
Vegas?
we are staying on the Strip, bro. We are staying at the Cosmopolitan.
Okay.
I went all out. I got a suite with a balcony and everything. So any ladies that want to hang out with your boy Frankie Fresco and nice view, let me know. I'll be out there. and then of course the Backstreet Boys. Yes, I am. I mean,
Did you get 2 tickets for Backstreet Boys? So if a woman does come in, you can take her too?
no, I was trying to hopefully find one of the females inside the Backstreet Boys. I read on I think it was the Washington Post. They were interviewing like fans, and there was a girl that said that she cried 3 times. If she
Nice.
needs a shoulder to cry on, right here.
Frankie Fresco's there.
Right here, bro. And it was funny because I was telling my boy, Beat Breaker, he went to the Backstreet Boys, but he went with a girl. Another DJ of ours, Jay Medina, he went to the Backstreet Boys as well. So people were telling me, Frankie, you're like, are you gay or something for going to back? I'm like, no, I just wanna, I wanna enjoy the Sphere
Sphere, yeah.
because I've never been in there. And then the stupid regular show that they do, I think if you guys tune into the Big O, I wrote it. It's like $94 plus with taxes and fees. It was like $150, and that show was like 40 minutes. I was like, why am I gonna pay all this? I might as well just go to the Backstreet Boys and check it out. And I'm going a Sunday, which is the very last show of their concert. So maybe they'll do something special. If you know what, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a tradition in Spanish culture that when they're when somebody's performing really well, the women's like to throw their draws at the performers. So Frankie Fresco might throw his draws over to the Backstreet Boys, see if the Backstreet Boys will accept them.
I don't even know where to go with that one. I don't even. Oh boy.
Yeah, well, hopefully your boy finds something.
You jumped the shark on that one, buddy.
Hopefully your boy finds a female out there, and we make it happen out there. I'll keep you posted, guys. I'll keep you posted. But yes, do not shame me. I mean, look, No Doubt says Backstreet Boys was the shit in elementary school. It still bangs. No shame. I would go to the Backstreet. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. You are aging yourself. God damn it, Vince TV. Come on, Sammy. Awesome, Frankie. Yeah, so you guys are supporting me. You guys are actually telling me that it's not a bad thing to go see the Backstreet Boys. So I'll be out there. If you guys want, I'll record myself singing and send it serenade to all you guys.
Oh yes.
Post it on social media.
That way we can post it on here. We'll have the Frankie Fresco karaoke of the Backstreet Boys.
I know a lot of their songs actually. One of my ex-girlfriends was a huge Backstreet Boys. And
oh no, you're gonna start crying because you're gonna bring back the memories.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved her. She loved me. Why?
No, I can't. I could actually use that and then pick up another girl. Like at the actual show.
So you're gonna cry on their shoulder.
Be like, what? Why are you making it sound like I'm soft out there? And come on, Sean, you gotta support. I'm not soft. I'm going to go see the Backstreet Boys. I'll get you a shirt. How about that? Some merch.
Good. I can clean my car with it.
I didn't know if I was supposed to tell you guys, but there you go, guys. Now you know.
That's
Backstreet
awesome.
Boys.
Enjoy that, dude. Enjoy anything you're gonna do out there, man.
No doubt you're my fire.
I don't even know what that was. That song.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Oh. No matter the distance, I want you. I don't remember. Sorry. My singing sucks. Sorry, guys. We must have lost like about half of the viewers after.
Yeah, we lost everybody. It's just. All right, check me out at Stanley Media _11 on X, Stanley Media House everywhere else on social media, and of course Stanley Media House Network on YouTube. Monday, 7 p.m. Talking Racing Now with myself and No Doubt. That will be there Monday. Next Tuesday, we will not be here. We'll be back the following Tuesday. I've got my grandson's birthday party, so priorities. Frankie Fresco, I appreciate you for joining us. Josh, I appreciate you being there, No Doubt. Sammy, who else we had? Cat for Life, appreciate you being there. Steven Gonzalez was in. Make sure I didn't lose anybody. Memo was in as well. EA Minutes was in. Great chat today, man. Appreciate you guys. I know my dad was in as well.
Yes. The daddy-o.
Yep. Sitting there watching on his recliner, I'm sure. All right. That's about it. Frankie Fresco, I thank you, sir, for giving me an hour and a half of your busy time, my friend.
Sean, you are my fire.
Make sure and check them out. 8 p.m. tomorrow. What is it? IGR Miami?
IGR Miami, the Cameo Mix Show will be live 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Make sure you check it out. And also don't forget next Monday, right here, 7 p.m. Talking Racing Now. 2 Tuesdays from now, we'll be right here with Squared Circle Digest. Frankie Fresco, thank you. Chat, thank you. And in the words of the great Gordon Soley, so long from the sun. Shine State.